We're gonna escape with the bucket now. My bucket. It can't crush the bucket. Not allowed to crush the bucket. Oh, I'm looking down. Can't
As the
crush
machine
the
whirred into
bucket.
motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere.
I love the
Farewell,
bucket. It's my
Stanley.
bucket. It has my name on it.
Farewell, Stanley,
Kill the
cried
bucket.
the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led
Narrator.
helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
Oh, you can't crush the bucket. The bucket. All right. Well, let's run through the
It was
archive
a shame,
again.
the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's
Right.
true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious
Wait,
bucket
where's
to behold.
my bucket? Oh, does this change for a bucket ending? The bucket welcomes to the grand exhibit.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to
Technically,
claim
it's
it
wrong.
for his own? Can you
That-
see the hubris that blinded him?
Looks like
Can
more
you
than
see that the
25
bucket
buckets.
is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short
Oh.
life?
There goes the bucket. And a bucket with two handles. This bucket is depicted as having two handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death just for attempting it. For a two-handled bucket? What's this? Inferno bucket. Replica of the Inferno bucket, which is medieval era, was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens and dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yes, spite of it all, the simple fact remains: no one can control the bucket. That's an old ass bucket. What's this one? Cave drawings of the bucket. While we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice these drawings, how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worth its treasures. Is it something shitting? Oh no, it's a leak. And they stopped the leak by putting the bucket. And that guy looks like he's leaving. And there's a couple animals in the bucket, or eating out of the bucket.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
A hanging bucket. Oh, can I actually fall? This piece symbolizes a necessary relationship between the bucket and humanity. However, clear our guess. Oh, can I? Oh, I can't fall, but I can grab the bucket. I grabbed the bucket!
But there is something we can do. Something we can do
You
together,
can't. Many
you and
have
I,
died
that will
trying to
right
make the
this
double-handed
terrible
bucket.
wrong.
Hey, whoa, vibrating.
Let Stanley die.
Wait,
Let
no.
him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
No! The bucket! Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Well, hold on. There's a figurine finder. Like they get the stickers on the buckets. So there's a figurine finders in the memo room. I know we need to go to the cargo bay and get that figurine there, but where am I? Wait. Where am I at? What the hell?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, we need to go to the meeting room. I don't remember that hallway. Oh, wait. Oh. Whoa. Okay, so warehouse access plans. Produce 1 plank to allow ease of access past fence. Construction bridge to allow collection of shiny float. Retrieve Chris's remains from warehouse floor. Okay, what's this? Yep, it's a large room, lots of boxes. So that's the cargo room. Somewhere both red and blue. So is that the red and blue doors? Okay, so that's got to be the red and blue doors. Well, okay, now I'm stuck here. Room closet's closed again.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I didn't. Oh, kind of don't want to do that whole ending again. Okay, so I need to go right this time around. Martyr of advanced human civilization.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door,
if
I can
that's
make
what you're going to contribute, then so be it. You be that person that makes the double-handed bucket. You give it all.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business,
boxes.
Stanley took
yeah,
the
it was
first open door on his left.
You can't jump though, so
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them. And now we have them all.
Yes.
You can't go back to when you had no Figler Marines. None of us can.
Figler and okay, what's his name's remains? Ooh. I don't see any remains. Was it Chris's remains? I don't see any remains. Okay, I guess this is how we get back up. By going down. Whoa.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun from so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun from so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun from so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun from so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun from so far off the beaten.
Okay.
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording. It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
Sorry. That was one ending.
All of his co-workers were gone.
All
What
right,
could
now
it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Yeah.
Perhaps he had simply
Telling
missed a
you,
memo.
we're gonna need one of these figure Stanlerines or
Stanley
figurantines.
came to a set of two
Okay,
open
so I
doors. This was
think
not
with
the correct
the
way to the meeting
red
room,
and
Stanley
blue,
knew
I
it
think
perfectly
it's
well.
the red and blue door.
Perhaps he
So
wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
figuranolma jigs.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business,
Eager to get back
Stanley
to
took
business.
the first open door on his left.
Okay. We do have to get in there and get that ending at some point.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
All right.
Look,
let's
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
get
I'm
to
not your
the
enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that
red and blue
investing your
doors. I'm
trust in
guessing
someone
the
else can be
figure's
difficult,
there.
but the fact
Maybe
is that the story
one of
has
the
been
doors.
about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've
Who?
forgotten about.
Me?
What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
Okay, so
Let me prove it. Let me prove that I... And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley.
It's a Stiggly
This
Wiggly!
is a real accomplishment.
all 6.
This
Yes.
is doing something just
Well,
for the
that-
sake of
I
doing
don't know what
it.
that gives
Where
us, but
so
we have
many
all
people
6.
expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all.
But at least
that
we
would
have
be like
them
a
all.
reward, and we can't have
Stiggly
that.
Wigglies.
So, instead I'll just say, it's done.
We're done.
all done here. And now
All
we can go
6
to
figures.
whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
We can just
Now
keep
listen
going.
carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay. Walk through the red door.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop.
Okay, well,
We would both be so much happier if we just
kind of
stopped.
walking in
And I
circles.
think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
There we go. It is the first and other number are the same.
What are we looking for?
That is what the thing was. What? Ooh,
Here. Yes. Oh,
I believe
it's
this is a regular
beautiful,
Stanley
isn't it?
parable.
If we just stay
ending.
right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy.
Happy.
I actually feel happy.
Happy. Is that it? No, you can leave.
No, wait. Where are you going?
What, you want me to come back?
Right. Where were we?
Look at all the colors. And the white shiny butthole.
Oh
Leave
no!
me.
Stay away from those stairs.
What?
If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset.
What's wrong
we'll
with that?
lose all of this.
I'm climbing the steps.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please,
Why do
Stanley.
it?
No!
Ah.
Thank God, you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other
ankles.
room?
Do you say anything now?
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
Up the big white butthole's gone. I don't know what those lights are there. If you're
Stanley,
tripping
go
balls.
back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
Gonna go up the steps. I think I broke my ankle.
No, what are you doing? Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
I don't think there's anything to do. I'll do it again.
Stanley,
And
let's go back to
again.
the other room. Can you do it, my God? Is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
It's not about your happiness. It's about mine. And do it again.
Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just
my
wanted us
ankles.
to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask.
Well, it's always about
Looks
you,
like
isn't
you
it?
wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
I have 6 Stiggly Wigglies. They're mine. Goodbye.
Is it over?
It's over.
It's going to restart, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm going back.
The end is never the end, is never the end. Is loading. Yeah.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines, those figlets. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one.
We're not done
Wasn't
with
it
the
just the most
figlies.
intrinsically
What do
fulfilling
we got
moment
left
of
to
your
do with the
entire
figlies? I got all
life?
6.
Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness?
I was
Yes,
happy.
I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more
we're going
trip
back to the memory zone?
memory zone?
Yeah.
I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Yeah, we can go back to the memory zone and talk about the figurines, the Stantlerines, the Figgly Wigglies, the Stiggly Wigglies. All right.
Here's where it all began.
Okay.
The first
Yeah.
collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again,
I
Stanley.
know. All right. You've got 7 out of 6. All right, what are we doing? Oh,
And here was a second Stanlerine. I'll be honest, back then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
okay.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you
I
remember?
believe it was the boss's bathroom.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here in the boss's bathroom.
9 of
It
6.
was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them.
I did.
I'm glad these moments are so crystal
I've got
clear
9
in your memory, but I shouldn't be
6.
surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Okay. Now I got one, the other one in the
Let's see,
boss's.
what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
I don't remember. Okay, I don't remember that.
This was the 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was
This
in the
was-
warehouse. I remember
Yes.
it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion.
What?
Enjoy.
Okay. What was this? Early 2000s movie maker? Was that Microsoft movie maker? Look at the pixelated fucking pictures. You found it near the cargo lift. It doesn't. It's way bigger than the second now, and it starring Stanley.
takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8
It
minutes
does. That
I
sign
wouldn't
made
have
me
spent
yawn,
on
jerk.
anything else.
Do I go in here now? Okay, yeah. And then the last one was at the blue and red door, right? Oh, this way. Yes.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the
yep.
final figurine, right here
Now
by
we
the
have
red and blue
12 of
doors.
6.
This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected.
I'm so sorry.
It was a moment
I am so tired.
unlike
I'm ready to
any
go to bed.
other. Except for the
I'm
other
ready to
moments picking up
finish this
figurines,
out
which
first.
it was exactly like.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
And then there was
yeah.
no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward.
We're
into
in the present.
future. Goodbye, memory zone.
Okay. Sure.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we
Okay.
can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just
don't know.
go backwards. We'll do
We're
the
gonna
memory
go-
zone again from the opposite direction. See how
right.
that feels.
So let's get the red and blue doors. It's right over
Okay,
here.
yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I
got it.
remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind.
Just happened.
Let's keep going. I want more.
Okay. And then it was where? That's right.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the
Yeah,
video?
we just watched it.
Yes, I love that video.
It's a great video. All right. Then we went to the pink room, which I don't remember the fucking pink room.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid
We got it.
room.
Stay down. All right, and then the bathroom.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic
it's
joy of
out of touch
collecting
with
them.
it.
I'm very
Oh,
glad we resisted the temptation.
What are you
Next one.
doing? Okay. All right. And then the first one was at the basement, or the stairwell.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing.
There's the second
Why does
one.
anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
And then we fly back out into space
This
with
is it,
all
the very first one we
creepy
found
people.
in the exhibit where I introduced you to the Figlarines.
So now we have
I want more
18
memories,
out of
Stanley.
6.
I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Let's see. It said to collect them all. And there was. Don't play with the. Don't stop. And stop. No. Stop.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on.
Stop,
I remember
Leo.
hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More.
Okay, look.
Yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
Oh. Let's go to the door on the left. And we're in
And
the
before
office.
everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's
No.
something I feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now.
That's
I
not
remember
me.
before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me.
He
So
would
you
make the
created
decisions, he
Stanley?
would decide
Me?
which way to go.
Me?
I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since
No,
we're
don't play
in
with
the
that
memory
either.
zone,
Stop.
how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more
Go to
run
bed
of the
here
office,
soon.
and then I'll retire him for good.
Okay.
I did enjoy telling this story so very much. Okay, here we go.
All right, here we go.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
All right. Are we... Okay, looks like we're back.
All of his co-workers were
Okay.
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
And that is where we're going to end it for the night. So, YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Yeah, I'm supposed to just like say click like and subscribe on all these videos, and I never do. I don't even put like the little click finger thing up because I don't got the fucking time to edit that shit. So, anyway, thanks so much for watching. Click like, give a comment, subscribe, turn on notifications. Follow me at Twitter at Limit Break Game, Facebook.com/Limit Break Gaming, and Instagram Limit Break Game. You also go to Twitch.tv/Limit Break Game to follow me there. And turn on the notifications there for when I go live, and you can join me here and all the goofiness there. So we will continue this at another time. But thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Goodbye.